Hey, what's up, guys? It's Eli Fishman from TalkingBall.net and YouTube. Eli Fishman Sports, back with another interview today. I'm happy joined by closer for the Somerset Patriots, Jon Hunton. Jon, thanks for joining me.
Thanks. Good to have me.
Thanks for coming on today. You're a New Jersey native from Plainfield, but you went to Lamar University, where you that would lead to the start of your professional career. In your first year at Lamar, you were absolutely outstanding in the bullpen for the Cardinals. That whole experience, Cardinals, one of the best bullpen pitchers in the team's history. Can you just tell me about that experience?
It was the first year it was my junior year, and I went I learned how to pitch there. I went to 2 junior colleges my first 2 years, and I didn't really learn. I was more of a basketball player coming out of high school. So for me, that was the first year where I kind of learned how to be a pitcher instead of a thrower. But I loved it down in Texas. It was great, and I ended up living down there for 9 years. So I got back up here in the cold, but it was great down there.
You were drafted 4 times in the Major League Baseball draft before finally being signed by the Chicago Cubs. Finally signing with the Chicago Cubs. Did that make it easier? You kept getting drafted. Did that make it easier to say yes and keep continuing thinking and knowing that you'd get drafted higher?
Definitely out of high school. Like I said, with me coming out of high school as a basketball guy, I didn't feel like I was always ready. I got drafted out of high school and then the next 3 years, so I think every year I learned more about being a pitcher and about the game and getting myself better to where, the first 3 times I just didn't think I was ready for the next level. And, I was lucky enough to get some, good opportunities to play college ball, keep playing, different places. And my junior year is where it all clicked at Lamar. And that was the highest I ever got drafted. And for me, I thought that at that point in time I was ready to go. And so I gave it a shot.
You were released by the Cubs after a couple years. Then you went to indie ball, played with a bunch of indie ball teams, and tried to jumpstart your career. Coming in, what were your thoughts on indie ball? A lot of people don't know the experience and don't think of it in a positive manner. What's your opinion on it?
Well, honestly, when I was coming into it, I knew somewhat about indie ball because being from Somerset, North Plainfield, I remember the Patriots growing up, and I always knew that there was an opportunity out there if it ever happened. I didn't know too much as far as the talent, the leagues and stuff, but once I became available and I was looking to play, I knew I wanted to keep playing, and that's when I ended up playing indie ball in 2007 for the first year, and I loved it. I had a great time. I learned a lot more than I thought I learned in the minor leagues with the Cubs because I was playing with guys from all over, big leaguers, first rounders, guys coming out of college, whereas when I was with the Cubs, I was playing with guys in my draft class. So every year I moved up with the same guys. So I didn't think I learned too much from them. And then I got thrown into independent ball, and you're with guys from all over, all different walks of life and careers and resumes. And I think that kind of, it really pushed me to, get to know them and pick their brains and get smarter as a pitcher and as a baseball player. And I think that helped me have 2 good years in indie ball, and then I got picked up, in 2008 in the off season after winning a championship here, and then I was back in the minor leagues with Oakland, and I went there and I was a totally different person from when I was with the Cubs, and I gave it everything I got, but I had a better idea about what I need to do and how I was, and just being more consistent as a baseball player, and it ended up working out. And unfortunately, I got released a couple years later, but I played AA and AAA, and I did well. It just didn't have a spot for me. So I came back.
You got to play in the Mexican and Venezuelan winter leagues past couple years. Central America, some of the best players in the country go down there every winter. What was that experience?
For me, that was my big leagues. That was the big leagues for me. I never got to the big leagues, and it was a level of the talent was AAA and higher. And the experience was great. I played I think parts of 6 or 7 winter leagues, off seasons, and during the winter, and it was where I learned a lot more because I'm playing against a lot better talent. I'm playing against big leaguers and guys that are prospects, and they're AAA guys, and I'm a guy in independent ball. So nobody knew who I was, and I'm competing with these guys, and I'm showing them that I can play. And it was a great experience going to a different country and playing overseas and continuing to play the game in the off season. And so I would still play to this day if I get the opportunity. It was great.
You came back to Somerset, as you said, after you were released because of your past experiences, and as you said, you did so well at those upper levels, just below the major leagues. You did so well. You're one of the best closers maybe I'd say the best closer in Atlantic League history. You're an all-star. You have the career, you're the record holder for career saves, and that led you to be the director of player personnel here. You're the longest vet in Somerset, and you're the director of player personnel and the closer. How do you manage to do both? And is it hard, being next to a guy in the clubhouse, and then maybe the next day having to cut him?
The two roles is definitely hard. It's very time consuming as well. I'm still learning things now. I'm not perfect at it, but it's a very thin line that you have to be as being on. You need the trust of the players, and then you also need the knowledge, on the front office side to, bring guys in and kind of have an idea of what's going on. But I'm a player first, so everything I do is with the mindset of being a player. So I go about my business as if, I would want to be treated and talked to, and I'm a guy that's straight up, and I'm gonna shoot you straight, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think, and I hope it's respected because I don't go around the truth. And I've been fortunate to be in Somerset, which is a great organization, to give me the opportunity, but also the guys that I've signed and brought in here, they have been great guys. They've helped me learn as not just a player, but as a front office director of player personnel, to where it's helped me in my career, and things that I'll learn moving forward. But it is definitely hard, but I've been fortunate enough to be around some good guys, so they make it a little bit easier.
All right, thank you so much for joining me today.